Sonya and Kano are always going at it since the original. Kind of a rendition of the song. My money is definitely on Kano dying here.
You or me? 3,000,000 dollars! How does that feel?
Oh man.
Feels fucking amazing.
Well, alright then. And down goes Kano. We know Cabal's losing this. We got the bicycle kick.
What the fuck?
Love it.
Fatality. For Kung Lao.
That sucks for Cabal. My God, so many fights are going on right now. Spinal cord, love it.
That's pretty cool.
Little parting gift from Kano.
Chase him back, and you just went and did what you shouldn't have done. And oh, that sucks.
The Hasashi bloodline will end.
The power of love.
Now you will die.
And it's the same blade.
The blade of Hanzo.
Get over here. Here it comes.
Get over here.
I have risen from hell to kill you. I mean, we knew it was coming. That was awesome. I love it. I'm so happy he's Scorpion. You gotta be careful you don't break your wife and kid. Oh, shit, man. Jesus. He better breathe on him. I hope he unleashes fire breath and burns him to death. Looks like he's reaching for the mask. Burn him. Here we go. Breathe him to death. That looks horrible.
Mamore.
I will warn you.
I will warn you.
Today, you have killed my warriors, but death is only another portal.
You will return to Outworld at once. Today we are victorious. But there are other enemies to fight. I'll assemble a new list of champions.
Let's do it.
Who's first?
It's obvious. It's Johnny Cage. I knew it before he even said Hollywood. Johnny Cage, and here's the song. Johnny Cage. How do you have no after credit scene? So that was it, guys. That was Mortal Kombat 2021. I had to change my shirt halfway through because it was getting way too hot in here, and I just couldn't handle it. It was too hot to handle. But I thought it was pretty good. I don't know how you could do this without being somewhat cheesy, I guess, because of like the way it's done and everything. But it was a little cheesier than I expected it to be. I expected it to be more serious because of the R rating. And I still feel like it had that cheesiness, but I don't know. Maybe I dug it because of the nostalgia. I don't know. Am I wrong? I feel like Cole was like too much. It had nothing to do with the fact that he's not a character from the video games. I just felt like it didn't make sense to me. He's got this armored suit and he could turn him into like batons with swords and stuff. I don't know. It seemed a little weird. And I don't know. I just didn't dig the actor. The actor didn't do it for me. He wasn't necessarily bad, but he wasn't good. And it kind of took me out of the whole thing. I don't understand why when you have 11 or 12 games filled with characters that just because you'd want to have a character that you can manipulate and like do things with that you want to do, I don't know, like why even bother? And like I said, honestly, it has nothing to do with the fact that he isn't a character in the game. It's just that to me, the one part of the movie that I'm like kind of on the fence about is the fact that they brought this dude in. I don't know. They had this whole element with his family and he's obviously the lineage of Scorpion and the bloodline goes through him and stuff like that. But I don't know. That wasn't needed. There's so much Mortal Kombat in gaming. Why would you need to infuse something that isn't part of the gaming world? And I know their whole point was to not piss people off by using a character and changing the character. So they used Cole specifically so they wouldn't have to change a character, from what I'm told. But if that's the case, then why even bother? Because I feel like now they kind of hurt the movie just by using somebody that didn't make sense. And then at the end, you have like this big bomb drop. Like you're like, hey, Johnny Cage is in the next one, which I saw coming a mile away. If you look in the beginning of this reaction, I literally said, I feel like Johnny Cage is going to be held back as a sequel. And they made it like a huge cliffhanger, like we didn't see it coming. And there was no after credit scene, which you don't have to have after credit scenes. But I just feel like this was the type of movie where you'd want an after credit scene, not just a little thing like, hey, Johnny Cage is in the next one. I feel like you should have had a little more at the end just to like build hype over it. You don't need an after credit scene all the time, but I feel like in something like this, you should, because you need to build hype around something that hasn't built an audience yet. I understand Mortal Kombat has a huge audience, but there hasn't been a Mortal Kombat movie in 20 years. So build some hype around it. Give something so people have something more to go on than just Johnny Cage coming in. But I'm just ranting and nagging on the fact that I feel like they should have did something a little more at the end. And Cole honestly didn't really do much for me. Half the ending was him beating an ice sculpture of his family, trying to get them out of it. And honestly, the main thing that was exciting to me was Scorpion and Sub-Zero fighting at the end. My favorite parts of the whole movie were Kano, 100%, Jax, Goro looked really good too. Cabal was awesome. What am I talking about? Cabal was one of the best. Cabal in the actual video game was always one of my favorites. And I loved how they portrayed him in this. He was some like loud-mouthed sailor cursing crazy dude with some like blades and stuff. And he was just a badass fighter teleporting all over. I dug the CGI and the colors that they used when he was teleporting and stuff like that. And he got the most unfair death, so to speak. Liu Kang turned into a giant dragon. I feel like it's called an animality, and he just chopped down on Cabal, and Cabal just fell into whatever the hell that stuff was, quicksand or whatever the hell they have it. But I feel like he was one of the better guys that died kind of unfairly, because Liu Kang just exploded into animality and boom, he's dead. But I dug all the fatalities and stuff like that. It was violent as hell. We're going on all the goods now. I know I ranted a little bit. I just like, I don't know. I don't dig Cole. And I feel like it takes you out of it every time he jumps in. He was a little too much of a pretty boy. I don't want pretty boys in my Mortal Kombat movie. Like, that's what Johnny Cage is. And you basically use the cliffhanger on another pretty boy. But I don't care, because Johnny Cage is the shit. Cole, who the hell is Cole? I don't understand why movies don't understand this. Maybe I'm wrong, guys, but you let me know if you feel the same way. I feel like there was no need to do that. Just like use the lore you have. You have so many things you could do. Like, It just frustrates me when people try to like overextend and go outside the box and try to be like fancy with the whole thing. Don't be fancy. Just appease the fans and do what you got to do. You have this whole like story going on with this guy Cole who none of us really care about. I'm sorry, but no one probably really cares a whole lot about it. It reminded me of Godzilla Kong, where you have all this stuff going on around in the background with human elements that I don't really give a shit about. We're here to watch a fucking movie about Mortal Kombat. Stop going to Cole and his family in this suit and like, who cares? I know they're going to try to market off this and put him in a new game if he already isn't in the game, and he probably is, and I don't know, and I don't really care. I'm in this for old school Mortal Kombat, and now I'm ranting again. But I thought it was badass. The reptile fight was awesome in the beginning. Kano was awesome. Jax was awesome. They made him have toothpick arms in the beginning and then gave him his jacked up arms, which is what he should have had in the beginning. But I dig that they did the transition around it. I'm just being nitpicky, guys, because I grew up with the original Mortal Kombat, and I feel like there's been so much time gone by. Why is it such a hassle to give us something great? And they did. I feel like it's good. I feel like it's good. I feel like it's above average. Raiden was awesome. I dug Raiden. Kung Lao died horribly. Kung Lao also murdered somebody with a great fatality. That chick just went sliding through it. Melina was in it. Melina was badass. Melina's going to town. Sonya just comes in, killed Kano, and now she's got blasters and she just blasts a hole through Melina. I feel like some of them had unfair advantages. Goro, I feel like Goro died way too quick. Goro was housing Cole, and then out of nowhere, Cole gets his uniform, just breaks his arm, cuts his hand off, and just like has his way with him. I feel like some things didn't make sense, and honestly, I'm not a fan of Cole. I feel like that's the major disappointment in all this. And I felt like it was going to be the case from the get-go. Before I saw any of this, before I got deep into it, I saw the trailer and I'm like, why do they have to bring this dude? And I understand you want a character that you can manipulate in ways that you want to do. I just feel like you didn't have to do it. And Cole was probably the worst part of the movie for me. So you guys let me know what you think. I'm going to talk about it more later. I just want to end this. It's like 5 a.m, past that. You guys let me know what you think. You want to see more of what I do, full on edited reactions to all the shows and stuff I do on the channel, Patreon link in front of me. If not, comments down below, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.